Fight week is all about routine. We've all seen it before. Every promotion, every city, it starts the same.
It's been a long road. It feels good to be here.
Fighters arriving at hotels, equipment checks, media day, photos. That first time stepping on the scale, not to make weight, but to check where you're starting.
What is that? 25.5 pounds. Gonna be a tough one. Gonna be a lot harder than the fight.
It's all about the details, the little things no one sees, the last-minute game plan changes, the looks exchanged between teams in crowded hotel hallways, and then the face-off. The first time you stand across from the person who wants what you want. But this week, the final week of the PFL World Tournament, things feel different.
How do you watch yours back? How do you watch yours back? How do you watch yours back?
He beat me.
How do you watch your one back?
You got your ass.
How do you watch your one back? I cut his face off.
You damn near collapsed at the end
didn't
of
want to
that
wrestle
fight.
him?
You finished
You
the
didn't
last
even want to wrestle
30
him.
seconds
You didn't want to
back
wrestle him because you were
against the
scared
cage.
to gas out.
Dalton Rosta and Fabian Edwards aren't just fighting, they're fighting for everything. When a world title is on the line, routine gets real fast. This is PFL Hollywood, Florida. Rosta versus Edwards.
Good morning, South Florida. I want to tell you that the PFL is returning to Hollywood this Thursday for the final World Tournament of 2025 with 3 championships at stake. Make sure you get your tickets now.
Your experience in this moment.
All right, let me ask you this now. No matter how much he's lost, no matter how I need to jump in here.
I'm a
Easy.
You know what's crazy about that is I see videos of him lifting weights and shit online. I don't even lift weights. If I don't lift weights and I'm a juice head and I look like a bodybuilder and he doesn't and he lifts weights, what's that say about you? Your shitty ass genetics, your shitty ass work ethic, you ain't doing shit right,
Okay.
bro.
All right, boys.
Okay.
Respect me a little bit. So normally when two fighters, especially when they go at it before we even start, I'll let them go for a little while like I did, but after 60 seconds or 90 seconds, it just becomes gibberish and they're saying the same thing over and over and over again. So that's when I jump in, when I start to hear the second or third thing the same way. But these two guys, and this is the thing, is that they're so polar opposite that you got Fabian is just very kind of cool and calm. And he's right. He's been there before, big time fights when he was in Bellator, and for Dalton this is something new, and I think Dalton understands that, and I think that this is going to be a really good persona for him. But I've said this in a couple of press conferences recently, that in order to get to where you're in the main event every single time, you got to go through these tests. I will say this on a positive note, you guys, when this was announced a couple of months ago, there was a lot of hype, there's been a lot of talk, and you can see how many people are in the room. This is an exciting fight for MMA and for the PFL.
Listen, he's talking shit. He's in there saying stuff, crossing his word, mixing his words. He doesn't know what he's going to do. He said he's going to put me out in first round, originally. Then he said, actually, nah, I'm going to wrestle this kid. Then he said, actually, nah, I'm going to meet him in the middle. But he doesn't know what he's saying. So that's a nervous man. Since this fight's been made, I've said I'm finishing that cunt in 4 rounds, and that's what I'm going to do.
This is me. At the end of the day, this is how I've been my whole life. I'm not changing who I am, and I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna maul him, I'm gonna ragdoll him, I'm gonna put a wrestling clinic on him, and I'm gonna walk out of there with that belt.
In order for us to push you to the moon, you gotta be successful, and then you gotta do it in the biggest moments. And that's the beauty. We just say, hey, here's a 5-fight contract. No, we want guys to wanna do this, and Dalton wants to be that guy. And so we have to lean into him. Thad Gene wants to be that guy. Fabian Edwards, I think he's having a career resurgence. So this right here for us is absolutely beautiful, because it tells me that both guys are taking it just as seriously as the other guy. And make no mistake about it, all the talk, they both know it's probably going to go 5. They both know they're both really good fighters. So this is just entertainment, which is what the prize fight game
is.
I've been labeled cocky, arrogant my entire life, but to me it's confidence. You know, I believe in myself, and the reason I believe in myself is because of how hard I work. I was actually watching the promo that the PFL created for me and Fabian, and it seems like Fabian's confidence comes from his success or his results. So I think that's external, that's not internal. So if your confidence is result based, all it takes is a loss to ruin your confidence. For me, my confidence comes from everything I do in the gym, knowing that I worked as hard as I possibly could and nobody else outworked me. If you came to ATT and you seen us training and you seen how hard I train, not just during the rounds, not just during the practice, but then after practice, I'm the only guy on the side of the mats running sprints on the turf strip, the only guy jumping on the Aerodyne bike and doing extra sprints. You know, this is stuff that makes champions, and it separates yourself. It's everybody's training in the morning for the grappling practice at ATT. Everybody, all across the world, everybody's training at least once a day. Some people twice, some people 3 times. But just going through the motions and just training and doing what everybody else is doing isn't enough, because you're just going to be getting better at the same pace as everybody else. So what you need to do is do the extra shit that no one else is doing to separate yourself, and that's exactly what I've done. Here we are, right over here. It's one of my favorite wins. It's the last time I had some animosity with a opponent like I do with Fabian Edwards. And that's Romero Cotton. He was a 3-time NCAA champion wrestler, 4-time finalist. He was 6-0 at the time, I was 6-0. So it was like a battle of the prospects. And I think I was ranked 8th in the division in Bellator. He was ranked 7th. And, you know, we were talking a lot of shit back and forth, and I went in there, not only knocked him out, but out-wrestled him, put a beating on him for 3 rounds straight, and then I knocked him out in the 3rd round, cold. Got him with a Superman punch, then followed up with a left hook, and super satisfying. So that's one of my favorite ones right there.
You always crash and burn, but it was working for us. Now I'm set to B12, double check the details. I cross my T's and down my eyes where I can't sleep well. Millions off from retail. Once again, I prevail. Knew that shit was over from the day I dropped my pre-sale.
Where are you from?
Newcastle, PA, Pittsburgh area. A little north of Pittsburgh. Wiz Khalifa's from there. Grew up on a little bit of Wiz Khalifa. Mac Miller as well. Rest in peace. Yeah, music's way different nowadays. Not a huge fan. Listen more country today. That wall that you were just videoing right there, that's a champion's wall. We've got a few over here, but this is a new wall they're putting up, so you can guess whose picture's going up there next. My ass.
It's empty space right there.
Yes, sir. My handsome face going right there. With that new PFL 2025 World Tournament champion belt, baby.
At the end of the day, talk is talking it. You know, I know he's acting. He knows he's acting. Fucking everyone around him knows that he's acting. So when you know someone's being fake, you can't put respect on that. Because I've seen him around the hotel. I've seen him before. He's never said anything to me. So that's how I ignore that.
Who's the best middleweight?
You. Best middleweight in the world. Not Costello Vancinas. Not Fabian Edwards. He's right here at ATT, and his name's Dalton Rosta.
Got years of experience around me. So my team does say treat it like another fight. I've done that since the start of the tournament, and look where it's got me, you know, and it'll be no difference on Thursday. So I can't wait though, honestly, I can't wait.